Dude,
Dude,
dude, there's the goal.
there it is, baby.
G'day, this is the Two Beards Wrexham podcast, your go-to for all things Wrexham AFC. Join us as we chat about the highs and lows of our favourite footy club. She'll be right, mate. Welcome, beard brethren, Sheilas, fuckheads, and just all-round legends. I am your host, Rousey. That is Adrian. We are the Two Beards Wrexham podcast. Bit of a rename. A bit of a rename. Shall we, Adrian, shall we let our listeners know what we've done?
Well, we fucked it. No, I'm kidding. We have changed it up and we have gone with a rebrand. You guys know us as Two Beards. You call us Two Beards. You call us the Two Beards Boys or the Two Beards Wrexham Boys or the Two Beards Wrexham Podcast. Well, you know what we decided? Let's shorten the name because it was a bit of a mouthful as it was. So we've called ourselves Two Beards Wrexham Podcast, the Two Beards Wrexham Podcast. And we got a nice shiny new logo that I'm pretty proud to say that was a really good collaboration between Rousey and I. And also what you would have just witnessed was the epic intro that our man Rousey has edited as well. I've done the logo. He's done the intro. That's how a team works. Hope you like it. Please don't shit on us.
Hey, it's a hell of a task doing a rebrand, isn't it? I didn't think it would be so much you got to change on the podcast websites and on.
I had to legally change my name. It was a whole thing.
It's a whole fucking thing. Whole thing. But hey, spirits are good. It's a new dawn, new day. Here the fuck we are about to venture into some absolute greatness. What are you doing?
I was saying 4-0 and then we shoved it up them.
Oh, you. Oh, dude. But before we get into that, we got some housekeeping. We still have our fuckhead program.
Oh, yeah, that didn't go anywhere, guys.
No, that's definitely not going anywhere because we love our fuckheads. So, guys, $5 a month if you want to be a part of that program. Links will be in the description down below. But what do you get for $5 a month? Tell you what you get. You get sweet fuck all. Nah. You get
Nailed it.
Nailed it, yeah. You get access to our fans only Discord. You get 10% off our merch store. Giveaways in the Discord, plus a shout out every single week on our podcast. So if you're the type of person that enjoys your name being shouted in whatever shape,
in pleasure or in pain,
then by all
I'm not
means,
doing that.
$5 a month. Adrian, the man, the myth, the legend, the red beard. I believe you got our shout outs for this week.
Yeah, I'm not doing it in an orgasmic voice, all right? Will, Jake, Sarah, Ryan, Chris, Aaron, John, Rousey. Did I mention the other Chris? If not, I'm mentioning him again because we love him. And yeah, I did at the start. And that's the problem. We got so many of them now. We don't know. And we got Reese as well, the Dubai Reds. So we are growing exponentially. And if you want to be part of our team, then you can just pay $5 a month to join our Discord and get that sweet fuck all.
All right. Well, there we go. Housekeeping out of the way. Right after this, we are going to get into that game. That's right, that game. All right, let's go. Woo! Right, yo, we had what I thought is a fantastic game against Accrington Stanley. Just what we needed. I mean, I predicted a 4-1. It ended up being 4-0. 4-0. How juicy is that? I mean, oh,
mate. I said I literally listened to that episode back, and you did. You said, I reckon it's 4-1. I'm like, you know what? Why not be that? And then I said, why not? You know what? Fuck it. Why not be 4-0 or 5-0? And now I'm like, are we geniuses? And then I'm like, no, we're just fuckheads. And we are living in La La Land 4-0 at the race course. That scarf, free scarf, I want to say program, whatever you call it, initiative was probably the best thing you could do for an occasion like that. Seeing the scarves waved like that, Wrexham of old, was pretty amazing.
Seeing the scarves being held up, I mean, on TV, that looked really good. I couldn't imagine what it would have looked like actually being there. In fact, the Accrington coach even said it looked like it was AI. Was it John Coleman? Is it John?
Well, you mean former coach?
Former guy. We'll get onto that. But yeah,
Sorry, that's awful
like,
because he doesn't deserve that. He doesn't deserve that.
John Coleman, what? Fuck it. I'm getting into it right now.
Do it.
Cunt, right?
Andy fucking Holt.
Accrington Stanley owner, Andy H. Holt, you fucking idiot. I mean,
cowardly prick.
First of all, you're going in on all our Wrexham fans. You're going in on our very own Tommy Cowse, retweeting him left, right, and center like the fucking attention whore you are. Then, on top of that, you don't even bother fucking coming out. Then, on top of that, you're bloody whinging about all the fucking shit going on and like how all this Wrexham, like, yeah, I'm not tweeting first, mate. All you've done is fucking tweet about Wrexham for the last fucking week, you stupid numpty. And then on top of that, this fucking cunt decides to go and let go of his head manager, who is bloody been with the club for 25 years.
He literally, and the disrespect in that official statement from a legend of the club.
Yeah.
You know, fuck that shit, man. It makes me fucking, and you know what? I'm going to say one more thing on this because fuck that guy. You know what he does? He's done it. He's let him go. He's also let the assistant coaches go as well, by the way. So it wasn't just the head coach. He's gone and done that, made the decision, and then he goes, oh, I can't stand the backlash, and deletes his Twitter account.
You fucking coward. You straight up fucking coward. You done fucked up, all right? You've just gone and fucking ruined your club. I mean, how fucking idiotic are you as a person? Not only are you fucking deluded, you are some fucking, you just like to jiggle balls in your fucking spare time. I swear to God, because fuck me dead. The fact that you're able to go and get rid of your fucking main man after 25 years like it's fucking nothing, just because he had one bad game, just because he fucking showed an ounce of fucking loyalty and honor in fucking, and we'll talk about that one in a sec. But the fact that he can go and do that shows what type of person he is. And the fact that you've gone and done that shows that you are fucking scum of the earth and you do not deserve a fucking dollar.
And you fucking watch this. Fucking watch this. You watch this. He has said it on multiple occasions, even on the night of the game or the day of the game. He's tweeted out, someone said, aren't you going to go sell the club anyways? He goes, yeah, I'm actually looking for a buyer. And I'm thinking, he's actually having a laugh here. Oh, he's actually going to join in the banter.
Legitimately bad for those fucking Accrington fans, man, to have an owner
Accrington
like
fans,
that.
The Accrington coaching staff, the whole fucking foundation of that club. And here's the thing. If Andy Holt sells that fucking club in the next couple months, I will be so, it's like, so you've gone and sacked and made a decision there of, and the disrespect of the sacking, by the way, the disrespect of the statement that was made effective immediately, couldn't even say his goodbyes, too busy kicking him out the door. If he sells the club, I hope he can never walk in that town again. I hope he can never show his face again, because that is disgusting. And look, he calls us plastic. He calls us Wrexham fans fucking Hollywood this, fucking Hollywood. But you know what? At least we know how to treat human beings.
Yeah. At least we can fucking treat people with respect and fucking a little bit of honor. I mean, everyone that's shown us a bit of love, we've obviously shown them a bit of love. But this is just, I cannot help but feel really bad for old Johnny Coleman. I mean, just like, that is just really bad. And you know what? Legend of the week goes to him.
Yes.
Right? Legend of the week goes to him.
Yes.
I've never seen a manager that just uh, I've
No, I'm
never
with you,
seen a
man.
manager that just fucking he gave the ball back to Wrexham, even when they were down. Like we were 3-0 up at that stage. Accrington were fucked. Right, they had no chance in getting back into the game, and
Fucking love you,
he
Paul
could have
Mullen.
kept the ball. And you know what he did? He signaled to his man. He said, "No, that was the wrong call. Head the ball back out. Give it to Wrexham." Right. And that's what they went and did. So you know what? Legend of the week goes to old fucking Johnny Coleman. I mean, what like
Fuck.
just
And you know,
that is brilliant. I mean, that is a
brilliant.
stand-up human and standing up for what is right. And I want you to know, I know you probably won't listen to this, but I want you to know I fucking respect you for that. Well done, mate. And fuck you, Andy Holt, you stupid cunt.
Yep. And look, like final thing on the matter, and we'll move on to the game and talk about the good times. But that I know, you know how like Andy's been making that whole thing about, oh well, the owners just pull the strings and they say whatever they want, and they get whatever they want, blah blah blah. I kind of hope that our owners saw what happened on the weekend, saw the respect that their coach gave us, and saw that he's now out of a job and out of employment. And I'm not saying to replace Parky or any of his staff. I'm just saying for them to possibly reach out, whether it be a conversation or whether it be a position. I'm not saying, and it sounds like I'm saying pity them. I'm not saying pity them. I'm just saying I want them to shove it up Andy Holt's fucking loose rectum so hard, like throwing salami down a hallway. I want him to get fucked. That's all I'm saying on that matter. I'm
What
done.
is it?
Cool.
What is it? Why is it the dumbest fucking people have the most money? Like seriously. How
But he
on
says he's
earth
got
did
no
Andy
money.
Holt
He says
get
he's
that?
got no money, mate. He says he's out of the. He's got no money. Got to sell the club.
He's full of
Got to
shit.
sell it.
If he said his club is costing him $1 million a year in debt, like he's obviously got money. I mean, how the fuck does someone that dumb get that much money? You normally have to have a bit of business now, it's a bit of smarts, you know. Andy Holt's none of those. And quite frankly, I mean, fucking hell, like I've never known it to be so stupid. But anyway, we'll move on from these rants. I mean, because we feel for you, Johnny, mate.
We
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 really
held
do.
back this conversation. All right. So before we started, we were like, you heard what happened, right? You heard he deleted his fucking X account, right? Yeah, yeah. And we were like, and then Rouse is like, Adrian, just hold your load. All right. Just hold your load for a minute. And he ends up going harder than I did.
I tried, but it was like, you know, when you just like right before you climax, it's like there's a
We were
point of no
edging.
return. You know, it's like when you try and pull out and it's like, oh,
Oh
you
my
know, there's that
Lord.
little feeling you get, the little tingle, you know, oh, hang on, that's the point of no
Immediate
return.
tingle. You're getting, it's called
Right.
pregnancy.
Right. That is what you basically just did to me. You pushed me to the point of no return. You gave it that little extra
I'm
rub and
sorry.
just let
I'm
me
sorry. What
go.
did I do to you? Anyways, we played Accrington on the weekend and we won 4-0. Let's talk about our man, the myth, the legend. And we said it. And I want to say this. Yes, we gave both Paul Mullen and Elliot Lee criticism, me more than most, but we also said they will come out and have a statement game. And what did they do, Rousey? What did they
Oh,
do?
they had a statement game. So let's actually start with Paul Mullen and Ollie
Oh,
Palmer. Just
we
so
wanted it.
good.
We
Just
begged for it.
Oh, we begged for it. Every Wrexham fan, I think, was just about begging for it. It's like, why are you starting them without Palmer? Like, Palmer and Mullen just go hand in hand. Now, look, Palmer didn't score any goals. He came very close to scoring a really good goal. But in a lot of the goals that he scored, you actually saw him working with Mullen. You saw him holding off defenders, so Mullen was free in order to get those goals. And just Oh, it was so good to see Palmer and Mullen back together, and I hope that that continues. I hope Parky is smart enough to realize that that is what he needs on his front line because it worked. No more of this Dolby shit. Look, Dolby, I love you, you're Wrexham, but fucking Palmer and Mullen are the shit. They need to start every week. That's it.
And the love, like, so I know we talk about body language, we talk about the way that, we talk about winning mentality, and we were saying, especially with Ollie, we felt like when he was on the bench, he was frustrated. You could sense he was a bit of pent up rage. And I feel like it was like, when they put like the flag to the bull, I reckon that was what happened with Ollie, because again, Ollie draws a defender. And what does that do? It frees up Mullen to do what he does best, score fucking goals. And Ollie, and I know, the bromance that is those two, especially when Mullen scored, who's the first person to him? Ollie. What are they doing? They're hugging, they're kissing, they're putting fingers in each other's assholes. And it is elite because it is the partnership of people who care about each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They genuinely give a shit about each other. And I'm not saying they don't about Marriott and they don't about Fletcher, but they haven't built that yet. It's only been 3 to 6 months, of these players. These guys have done it over 2-3 years. So why not be that? And why not bring that every week? Sorry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bring it every week from now on. It just works. And it's proven. It was proven on the weekend. It's been proven before. Palmer Mullen works. Now, Palmer and Mullen do work obviously with Marriott and with Fletcher as well. We saw that a little bit, but Palmer Mullen has to start. It just has to work. And then on top of that, let's talk about McLean in midfield now. Now, I don't know if this is a permanent.
That headband.
Oh, the headband. Ooh. Yeah, something to hang on to. Yeah, you just.
Right. Right.
So
can't get that picture out of my head.
Oh, yes. You've got right. So you've got they had Barnett on the left. They had Mendy on
Wish I had here.
Right.
Sorry.
And they put McLean in the midfield. Now I know Evans isn't there at the moment. He's off for a little bit of time. Don't know where he comes back in if the squad's playing that well. But McLean through the mid was just deadly. That tackle that he laid for that second goal, you saw he ran back from 3/4 field in Wrexham's forward half, or back half, ran, chased down the defender as he was turning, clean tackle, knocked it onto Mullen, and then that just opened up Mullen to charge into that goal. And I tell you what, McLean is just something else, isn't he? He really is.
He's a special packet, mate. He's special, and you know what it is. We bring it up, and I mentioned it briefly just before, but it is that mentality because when you've got someone who will put their heart and soul out on the pitch every week, and McLean does in his own way for multiple reasons. I mean, he's been up against it his entire career, firstly, but secondly, he bloody loves the people who are next to him. You see him banter on Instagram with Andy Cannon and Paul Mullen and like the whole gang. They are friends, and you can tell when someone's in a good place, not just as a footballer, but as a person. And McLean right now is in a good place. We also talk about the flow-on effect of moving McLean and having Mendy back in his rightful place. What did you think of having that back? Because that's what I love.
Mendy's haircut is on point.
Elite. Fucking elite.
Fucking elite. Do you notice he has the same haircut as a Conquo as well?
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull up a picture of a Conquo from the weekend and pull up a picture of Mendy.
I try to ignore haircuts. It makes me too sad.
Well, but anyway, it's just it's like a triple threat. I mean, you've got Barnett going down one side, you've got Mendy on the other, and you've got McLean and Lee through the middle. And every single one of those players was absolutely firing. And it creates so much threat I just think Accrington didn't have a single answer for what they could do.
And
There was
and
just
it's no and
too
it's no
much.
disrespect to their coaching staff, or I guess ex-coaching staff. They put out what they could, but when you've got a team, and this is what we talked about all year, it's on paper we're the best team in the league, right? On paper, best team in the league. Name a better first 11, name a better bench on top of that, but it just wasn't gelling. And it is exactly what you said. It is bringing Palmer up the front. It is bringing McLean in the middle, allowing Mendy to play in his rightful position, allowing Barnett to run down the sides as well, having everything click so perfectly. And I'm really in awe of it because I don't want to say, no, I will say it. That was our best game this year. And I know that that's maybe disregarding the 2-0 win against Notts at Meadow Lane. It's disregarding the game against Grimsby. But that showed that's your starting 11. Maybe the bench can be tweaked, Fletcher, things like that. But that's your starting 11. That is the team that gets you promotion. I don't know about anything else. Is there anyone else you think could come in? Obviously, Evans, you mentioned. If we're playing and winning, do you think he comes back in?
I think there's probably a spot for him. Maybe it'll be more of a rotational position off the bench, or he'll start and then whoever's on at the moment will.
McLean?
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't replace him for McLean. No.
Yeah. That's my question, because then all of a sudden it has a flow-on effect. Because if Evans comes back, then all of a sudden McLean gets pushed back. Then all of a sudden Mendy's benched, which I guess has happened this year, and it's not unknown. But I think Mendy was integral to the synergy of that midfield. I don't know he wasn't playing in the midfield, but the way he was able to push the ball forward, or again, draw people off him so that he could pass through to a midfielder who was on his own. And McLean seemed to be that guy as well. There was that synergy. So I want Evans back because Evans is probably one of, if not the player of the season in my eyes. But also, I love seeing McLean in that position. Is that bad? Is that bad to say?
McLean is just he's really good in that position. Some of those tackles he was laying and some of those chases he made, he's just and he got fired up. He got a yellow on the weekend. He got a bit fired up. I imagine there was something going on. Maybe
It's always something going on.
said, but oh, that was just so good, so good. And I struggle to think how they're going to change that and where Evans is going to fit in. Because having McLean, Lee, Mullen, Palmer, I mean, that's just it makes your hair stand up on the back of your neck. It's like, that is good. Yeah.
I want to read out some stats for you on the weekend because I want your opinion on some of these because I was actually a bit blown away by some of these. Check this out. So we won 4-0, no secret. But in terms of the stats, we actually had less possession than Accrington, and I was quite surprised by that. I don't know. When we're winning and it's comfortable, so you feel like we've always got the ball. But they had 51% possession. We had 49%.
That's pretty much an even split, mate.
It is an even split. But even then, I didn't think it was an even split. You know what I mean? It felt quite dominating. So I was quite surprised by that. This is something you brought up and I brought up last week. And it was the total shots and also shots on target. Because last week, I think in total we had 3 shots. We had 22 shots on goal against Accrington. 11 of those were on target. That's a 50%, obviously, for those who math. That's 50% success rate. Now, I'm not saying that's amazing. I'm also not saying that's bad either. But 22 shots, considering the amount of shots we couldn't get off against teams like Forest, that's the improvement we're wanting. And can I ask you...
That's like we flipped a switch, mate.
Yeah.
It is literally like we flipped a switch. And I do have to ask myself, where the fuck was that the last 6 weeks?
Well, I was on the bench with Palmer. That's my honest theory. It was literally, we talked about it. We're like, wonder what's wrong with Palmer. Wonder if he's in Parky's bad books, whatever. And I just think Parky was trying to work out the best synergy, especially with the signings.
I've got a theory.
Do it.
Everyone is always talking all this shit about Palmer, trying to read into see if there's any drama, all that sort of stuff. Palmer was injured. He was legitimately injured. Maybe, just maybe, for since October 28th last year was when he first started. Just maybe he's been struggling just to get over that injury a little bit.
Maybe.
And maybe that's all it is. Maybe people are looking too much into it. Who knows?
Agreed.
They don't talk about this thing in the club, but
they should. Fuck me, they should.
Yeah, they totally should. But maybe that's all it was. And then now, and then obviously it's got a mix with Parky still experimenting. And maybe Palmer felt he was ready to go and ready to do something, but he was being held back by Parky because Parky was still experimenting with his lineups. What happened on the weekend has just proven to everyone.
Yep.
Mullen Palmer starts.
Yep.
And if it's not working, you can bring someone else on, but Mullen Palmer has to start.
Yeah, and like whoever's off, you just bring on Fletcher, and that's Fletcher's fucking bread and butter, mate. That's his bread and butter. He's coming on late and going, you know what? I'm about to fuck this game up, like, and literally just kick 3 goals in a couple minutes. But I did want to raise something with you. It is something that we've been quite critical of, and I've been very critical of this year, is our back line and just how it's been able to work. We've criticized the 5 at the back. We're like, oh my God, can we just deviate? Can we just change it up? That was the first time this year for me that I was like, that back line was peak. And I'll go through it. Obviously, we got what's that? Barnett on the right, on that right side. We got Clareworth, then we got O'Connell, we got Boyle, and then we got Mendy on the other. Now, Boyle was technically, in terms of rating, was the only player that didn't score over 7 in terms of a match rating, which is considered middle. Now, we're using FOTMob here, guys. So FOTMob, if you want to sponsor us, please just let us know. But out of that back line, who surprised you the most, and why was it Clareworth?
Like put the answer right in my and that actually I was going to say Clareworth anyway. So it's like, because you just know me, don't you? Clareworth, he was an absolute rock. And to be honest, I think that the reason why Boyle didn't score as highly on the rankings on FOTMob and all that is because Accrington weren't playing a lot to his side. They weren't. They were going a bit more down the other side towards Clareworth. So Clareworth had more play of the ball. So that's probably why. But Boyle never put a foot wrong. Boyle had a really strong game.
Yeah.
Stopped a lot of crosses that were coming in from Accrington. Like, it just worked. That back line of Clareworth, Boyle, and O'Connell it works really well. And the scarier thing is that we've kind of proven that we don't need Tozer
or Hayden. And here's the thing. On the bench, we actually do. So if you think about it, one of those players go down, you want Hayden on the bench. You want Tozer on the bench. So I'm not saying that they're not going to play for us anymore. I just think their starting position at this stage is being put on hold. They stay on the bench until one of those guys slip up. Boyle has shown to be quite inconsistent. He's either incredible or just dog shit.
And luckily now he's got a bit of consistency.
Exactly. So he stays in that side. But Parky's known to go, right, okay, one of the defenders is played up. I'll bring on the other bloke and see if he can hold his own. I think right now, at least until, let's say until we play Mansfield, I think that you will see that lineup doesn't really change.
Interesting run in, isn't it? It's a very
Very
interesting
interesting.
run in. So, but that said, all in all, brilliant performance, just exactly what we needed. We're back into the top three. We're only 3 points
feels
from the
good.
top, but we're tied with second, and we've got a small little point buffer between us and Crew because Crew ended up dropping points. And this just goes to what I was saying the other week is that it requires a lot to go on around us as well. When we're talking about our games and all we can focus on is what we can do on the field and let everything else take care of itself, the other people are going to have dips and bad games and all that sort of stuff. There was a game postponed on the weekend as well. So all of a sudden, Stockport have a game in hand and all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot.
Yeah.
And hey, you know what? We focus on our form. We keep winning. We bring that intensity to every single game moving forward. We are going to be in very good position. And I still like us for back to back. I say it every week.
Yeah.
Still like
I
us
mean,
for back to back.
it's
I'm
not
not giving
far
up
off.
hope.
I'm not giving up hope either. I don't doubt you. I just think at this point, I fucking want a buffer between third and fourth. That's all I'm asking. Don't give a shit if we're third. Don't give a shit if we're first. I just want a buffer between third and fourth. Because if we go down to the last game against Stockport and we need to take a win, and that's the one game at home that we, for whatever reason, don't pull up, and then we're back into playoffs, would gut me. So keep the faith. I like it, mate. Regardless, I want us to be
Hey, it doesn't
celebrating
matter if
promotion.
we fall short and I'm breaking down and I've lost my shit. At least I've got you here to keep me grounded. I can always just fly over to Adelaide. You can give me some cuddles and whisper in my ear that it'll all be over soon.
No, you don't have to come over for that, mate. That's called phone sex.
Oh dear. So, look, we've had a good review there. We've had a bit of fun. We've got a numpty of the week, quite frankly, numpty of the
The year.
decade. I don't think
The year,
anyone
mate.
else can be worse than that. Um,
I can't wait till our end of season kind of awards, because we did
yeah,
it at the start of our podcast tenure because we kind of started in the off season. I'm quite excited because I feel like every negative one is just going to be won by Andy Holt, and we're going to be sending a lot of like horse heads his way. I don't know. What are we going to send him? Like, if we don't like him, what is it? Just a bag of dog shit? I don't know.
send him nudes of Donald Trump.
Nailed it. Fucking nailed it. Can't tell if it's just a Dorito or if it's naked Donald Trump. Regardless, we're sending it.
All right. So after this, we've got another big game coming up. We got Morecambe. Let's talk about Morecambe after this.
Woo.
Right, fucking Morecambe.
Fucking
shrimps.
Morecambe.
Put another shrimp on the barbie. There you go. I fucking said it. And we'll be putting shrimps on the barbie this weekend against Morecambe.
Anyone who thinks that that's an Australian saying, I'm going to get rage Australian mode right now. Anyone who thinks that's a real saying here, we don't call them shrimp. We call them prawns.
Yeah, we call them
They're prawns. Like District 9 prawns.
So we got Morecambe coming up, another away game. Now, did we turn a corner? Is yet to be seen. I can tell you now, last time we versed them though, we had 6-0 and Mullen had a hat trick. So he got his second hat trick of the season on the weekend. Is there another hat trick for him involved coming up?
Away from home.
Morecambe away. They have just beaten Crew. That's no small feat. Now I paid a lot of attention to that Crew game. And quite frankly, I think Morecambe probably got a little bit lucky. But it was still a bit of an arm wrestle for some periods of the game, and they did take it to them. However, we are talking about play styles here. the way Morecambe line up to the way Crew line up. Last time we got a 6-0 win at home. Are we going to see something similar this time, Adrian?
No, it's away. And that's just the simple fact. There is something going on with this whole away form. And I know we put on a performance on the weekend and we put them away 6-0 last time. But as we've seen, a la Newport, a la Accrington, the legs at home are far more flattering than the legs away. And it's just something we need to correct. I hope I'm wrong. I think I will be wrong because I still think we'll win. I just don't think it's going to be 6-0. I think we might put them away 2-0, 2-1. I don't think it'll be flattering. It could be a shoot and steal. Who knows what it'll be? Could even be a draw again in terms of what we put against Forest. So 1-1, 2-1, I'm probably leaning towards, but 2-1 I'll go with.
2-1. 2-1. And well, I'm a little bit different from you. Morecambe, look, I know they gave Crew a decent run of the field on the weekend, but they have done with other teams, and then they came up against us, and it was 6-0, which normally tells me that their play style or something that they come up against is not going to suit playing against our play style. Now, whether they make changes or not to that and look at their previous game, I do not know. We've got Mullen, who will probably be firing and hungry for more after the weekend.
Morecambe.
More at Morecambe.
That's the title of the next week's episode. More at Morecambe.
Yeah, there we go. I'm actually going to call a 4-0 win. I'm going to go another 4-0.
Look, man,
I think
your optimism is fucking incredible, and I love you for it. And that's why I love when we, watch the games, and I'm zoned in because it's apparent. I watch the game, and I just don't look at my phone because I just don't want to look at it. But my favorite is whenever we're winning, Rousey texts me and he's like, how good is that? How good is that? And he goes, that's what we needed. Something along those lines every fucking time. And it makes my night because I'm like, all right, we're on here. Because when Rousey's like, right, fuck, this is it. This is it. We're on. So look, 4-0 would be a fucking result and a half. And that's when we turn the corner. That's when we go, right, that was away form's out the window now. We come up a pretty decent side against Morecambe. I think they're a pretty decent side. I think they're even close to playoffs at the moment, aren't they? I could be completely wrong, but they are a banana peel game in my eyes away from home, considering what they put up against other sides like Crew. So putting away a 4-0 win would be epic. And I would confidently say if we put them away 4-0, if we put them away, maybe even 3+, right? I would say we're going up. That's it. We're going up. That is it. There's no doubt in my mind. Doesn't matter if we win the league. Doesn't matter if we're third. We'll be going up 100%. Now, right now, I still think 2-1, and I still think every win counts. And I still think we'll probably finish third or second. But I will safely put my house on it if we can beat them away from home convincingly and concede none, we're going up.
That's right. Well, banana peel game or not, I do agree with you on that one. If we do beat them away from home, then we're that's one less home. Then we only got 4 home games left.
Damn, it's
four away games.
Still fucking so many. Like, I feel like the season's gone so quick. I was like begging for it to be Christmas, and all of a sudden it's just like, bang, we're in March.
It's gone nuts. So, banana peel game, yes. I still think we're looking at play styles. I'm probably trying to take a little bit more of a analytical look at it, and that's why I'm calling a 4-0. And I reckon that'll be a fucking statement and a half if we're able to pull that off.
Analytical look at 4-0. I've never heard that in my life where someone's like, you know what, I'm taking a pragmatic approach. I think we're going to fist them. Like,
Just going to bend them over and fuck them. But hey, we'll see what comes up on the weekend, and I'll fall on my sword if we're not. But and it
I'll
might be a
party with you
2-0.
if we do.
It might be a 2-0, but I'm going to settle on 4-0 for this. I think we've had our stumble. The boys are fired up. We know what we got to do. We know we can go away, and we know we can do the job. We beat them 6-0 before. I'm pretty sure we're going to do it again, though, but just not at 6, maybe 4. Win a little bit less because it's an away game.
Yeah, your statistical analysis brain of yours was like, can't give them 6. It's away. So we'll be 4.
So what happens if it is a 4-0 game, Adrian?
I'll get so fucking lit. I will be on every beverage that is in my house. You know what? If we win 4-0, I'll scull the rest of my aviation gin on camera.
But the thing is, you just said, pragmatic Rousey, all that sort of stuff, and just gone in on me a little bit there. But what if they do? What if it's a 4-0 game?
Yeah, I'll next the whole thing.
No, there's got to be something with me, damn it.
Oh, you want to lose or you want to win?
No. I just want you to say that Rousey is always right on camera.
Like this guy, he has an obsession. And here's the thing, he won't even guess something. He'll still be like, told ya. And I'll be like, you never even, what are you talking about? You're like, well, I said it. I'm like, so did I. And you're like, yeah, but I told you. I'm like, but I said it too. I agreed with you. And you're like, yeah, but I told you. And I'm like, that's not how life works, mate. You can't be like, I think we're going to win 2-0. Me too. I think we're going to win 2-0 too. See, I told you. No, it's not how life works, mate. Come on.
Hey, stick with
but
me.
But Rousey's a competitive bastard.
I got the winning lotto numbers, mate. You'll be all right. So
fuck me. If we lose, this is gonna bite him on the ass.
Oh, it probably will. So you know what? Speaking of us, let's go to our ass end of the podcast and just chat shit. Just chat some shit. Let's have another bit of a shit old chinwag and just end the podcast with a bit of fun because
I think we ended here. Good night.
So after this, let's wrap things up and just chat shit. Let's go. Woo! So I've got a question for you, Adrian.
Nudes?
Was this a turn the corner situation, or do you reckon that we probably need to see more?
I think until we do that kind of performance away from home, there'll still be question marks. I know that we did it against Notts, but that feels like a century ago.
Where's the Parky out mob gone all of a sudden? They've been very quiet the last couple of days.
Oh, you know what though? And I don't want to ever be that guy on X who calls people out, but it's so fucking funny when you see people like going in on people for defending Parky, right? They're like, Parky out, he's fucking miserable. And then we win like that. And they're the ones praising him in the same, like I could go on their timeline and scroll down maybe 2 tweets and just see Parky out and then see, God, that was good. How good's Parky? Like, come on, guys. If you're gonna do it, at least double down. Like, even after a win like that, you should be like, yep, but still, he's out. Like, at least pick a side. But look, at the end of the day, you mentioned it on the last pod. Everyone is allowed an opinion, and no one should ever be belittled or insulted about their opinion. And I know we do it as a joke back and forth.
But have some conviction about your opinions as well.
Yeah, exactly. No, agreed. 100% agreed. That's what I mentioned. Like you got to, if you pick it, then die on that hill, mate. Like die on that hill because you've made that call and you either apologize for it. You can't just ignore it either. I hate it. I hate it when I see someone say, Parky's done this at Bradford and he put them into the ground and now they're financially fucked and it's all his fault. And then we win and then you're like, Parky's amazing. You do exactly what we did during the year. We questioned Parky once. Once we questioned him. Once. And the motherfucker beat Morecambe 6-0 the following week. And we were like, right, never question that Parky again. because, and we admitted fault. And even then, we weren't even questioning him. And we were just like, oh, maybe we could have this happen. Maybe we could make some subs earlier. But then there's these people who double down and want him lynched in the middle of fucking the race course. And then they go out and, give him love taps. Like, pick a side and or apologize. And because I don't give a shit when people go, oh, but it's my timeline. I can put what I want on my X account. You can. You definitely can. But when you insult someone and go after someone and then you're wrong, admit you're wrong, be the bigger man, woman, whatever, be the bigger person. That's all I'm saying.
Some good lessons. Do you know what other lessons would be real good to learn as well?
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
No.
Okay.
Do not take beer pouring lessons from the Prince of Wales.
Oof. He's never poured a beer in his life, legitimately.
Wow.
And like, think about it. Think about it. You're royal, right? Think about it. You've never had to pour it yourself, ever. Even for photo ops, people want to pour it for you.
There was more head in that beer than I've had in my life.
Yep.
More head. Like, just, I would have been jealous having that much head. Like, that was a lot of head. And he even admitted it himself, but fuck me, it was funny. And then how good is Rob McLean giving him a shot of 4 walls? just going.
Probably, it was probably poor timing, St. David's Day. And, I know he's the Prince of Wales, but we know how, locals feel and the majority of Wrexham fans feel. Probably not the best PR stunt. I think if Rob wasn't there, you would have seen much more of a backlash. And even then, people were still questioning. Like, I saw people go, I love Rob, but sometimes I don't know what he's thinking. And I've got to agree, because they were told when they brought the king down, they got like fucking dragged over coals for it, especially when they put it in the doco. And then they let that happen on St. David's Day, like, bit of a sour taste.
Did you see what ITV did? They
No.
said it was St. Patrick's Day. They made a little bit of a gaffe on when they were talking about Prince William visiting, and they said it was for St. Patrick's Day. Oh, that's just no. just no. So,
I just don't.
I
They
get
live
making a
there.
gaff. I do get making a gaff like that, but that's a big one to make.
Come on, you live in the UK. You're in the United Kingdom. You are raised in a school system that teaches you the differences, the things. And I'm not saying you even have to celebrate it, but of course you got to fucking know what it is. I'm on the other side of the fucking globe. You're on the other side of the fucking globe. We know what it is. People down the street, if I asked them on the street, what's St. Patrick's Day? What nationality? Guarantee every fucking one of them says Irish. Dumbasses. Dumbasses. I'm raging today. Like, I don't think I've ever been so angry on an episode.
It's Andy Holt. It's the knock-on effect of Andy Holt. You just haven't rubbed it out yet. That's all. You just gotta
straight after this. The sooner we end this, the sooner I can end it. Wait, not my life. No, like you know what I mean.
Oh, of course. I know what you mean. But so there was some big news. The other interesting news is that the temporary cop is now going to be called the Fourth Wall. So Fourth Wall by 4 Walls whiskey. Obviously they've done that to try and help make the club a bit of money, rather than lose money on the
from Rob's company. Yeah. I don't know how that works. Like, so when you're doing your own self promotion, you've obviously got to pay for that. So does Rob just hand money to himself? Does he go, right, business, and then, or does Charlie Day come on and do that?
Money into the club.
Yeah.
So because
legally
you can't just go to any club or own a club and pump money into it. Like,
there's fair play rules.
Yeah, you have to loan that club that money, but if it's from sponsors, you don't have to. So
correct.
We've got the sponsors like Betty Buzz, Aviation Gin, 4 Walls Whiskey.
So
All those
smart.
that are owned by by the owners, they're just
I thought you said
money
by
in
the
through the
mafia.
sponsorship. So that's obviously how they're doing it, is just pumping it through that way. But very smart way of doing it, very clever way, brings the club more money, and just puts us in a better position. So I'm all for it. It was great to see the fourth wall up. Not so great to see Prince William giving more head than I've received in my life. Um, yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good, and I think it just all round, it's just a really good feeling week this week. We're not so tired because we didn't have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning to watch a game.
Wow.
Um,
It was a 1:30 kickoff for me. So it wasn't, it's pretty bad, but it's not that bad. And it's on a Saturday night. So it's not so bad. I don't have to go to work the next day, like midweek games like you do and I do.
yeah,
Um,
April,
I
mate.
missed the
April,
second.
it'll be coming back to normal, back to what it was at the start.
God, thank God, 11 o'clock kickoffs are going to be so much better than fucking 1:30. But no, look, man, I'm keen. You know what? You mentioned it. We're winning ways. We're more relaxed. Look at us leaning back in our chairs, just having a good old gander. And honestly, man, this is what I enjoy the most. It's not just winning. It's not about just that. It's winning with your mates, winning with the club, winning with the fan base that is Wrexham. We're very lucky. You know, we know a lot of people in Wrexham purely through doing this and obviously through socials. We're lucky. We have that kind of contact. But I feel like it unites us all when we win. And that's such a silly thing to say because that's the whole point of fucking winning. But it does. It truly does. Because we had a fan base entirely turned in on itself. We mentioned it last week. It's a fucking civil war. People being called out, American fans getting run through the mud, things like that. And when we win and Andy Holt does what he does, we can all just spew our hate at him and just kick back. Love it.
Just kick back and chill, smoke a cone, have some booze, throw a shrimp on the barbie.
Don't. It's not that.
Yeah, no, no, we're not going to say that. But anyway, guys, we're going to end this right here. It's been a very, very epic, fun episode, rebranded podcast.
I'm Johnny
I,
Williams.
I hope you all enjoy what you've seen. You'll probably even notice, hey, we even got two different backgrounds. I hope it comes out all right on YouTube. But
I think I've disappeared and all you can see is a floating thumb.
so guys, like, share, subscribe the absolute shit out of this. Be a brethren, Sheila's fuckheads, and us all round legends. Let's go. Let's kick Morecambe's ass. Let's bring it back. Let's finish the season strong. See you next week on the Two Beards Wrexham podcast. Let's
Oh
go.
shit.